Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So Ethereum, hasn't actually moved much higher since the last video. So the price has followed this B wave that I made you aware in the last video, made you aware of in the last video. So we're going to talk about that. Let's talk about the short-term bullish case as well as short-term bearish case and what I prefer, as well as the levels that are relevant. That is all you should know, really. Not all you should know, that's all you should need to know. So the idea is still that ETH is possibly in a wave 2 correction. That might be finished. So I haven't got a problem anymore with the bottoming structure here. It's a nice 3-wave move, WXY. Yeah, low could be in. It's a better structure than what we had here. Yeah. It always depends on what happens to the upside from here. This was a bit of a mess, and then this also didn't really add up. I explained that in previous videos, don't need to do that again, but I was extremely skeptical of the market, that the market has bottomed down here on the 18th of December. And yeah, I mean, it did come down already. It wasn't a stable structure, okay? It wasn't a stable structure. So had a better structure built, maybe the pullback would have formed really a solid higher low. Now, you could argue, okay, it's a slightly higher low, but it's basically, I mean, it's not a solid structure, okay? So it's not like a 1-2 setup. Anyway, the market has provided now a nice 3-wave move down. I would still prefer it to come down a little lower. And the main reason for that is that if I count this as a WXY structure, the Y wave counts best as an A, B, C, and the C wave should be a 5-wave move. Now, the C wave has already shown us that it's not an impulse. So it can only be an ending diagonal. That's one aspect, one way of counting this. I've labeled it as ending diagonal. We are going to zoom in a minute. Just want to help you understand the structure first. In an ending diagonal, we have a lot of chop, okay? We have 3-wave structures in the subwaves, so it's much more messy. In a C wave as ending diagonal, this is the short-term bearish case. The price could come down to the next fib levels below 2093, 2055, maybe 1994. That could be it. You know, one more low, maybe 2 more lows, that could be it. So we're close to a low anyway, or we were close to a low. And in the short-term bullish case, we would label that a little bit differently. Would have to probably label the Y wave itself as a WXY, and it could have bottomed here, okay? So I'm happy, you know, all I can say is, because I've seen it before many times in crypto, once we have a liquidity event like that, the subwaves sometimes get eaten up by that one candle. So you cannot properly recognize all the subwaves. So that's where it's more important than to watch for breakout patterns, watch for a 5-wave move after that low. That hasn't happened yet. So I cannot confirm confidently that a low is in. It's possible though, and it's not unlikely, but I would still prefer lower. The moment when probabilities start to shift, that we're already in a breakout, that's when we break above the recent high at 2,431. So once the price breaks above that level, probabilities start to shift towards the low is in. We are then in a breakout, but that doesn't mean the low is in. We need to see a structure, 5 waves up, 3 waves down to confirm. That's when, from an analysis point of view, we can confirm it. And also when there might be another entry point, you know, pullback entry. Okay, so that's sort of how the continuous assessment of these structures work. Of course, you know, there's nobody gonna be down there ringing the bell to say the low is in. It doesn't work. It's all about likelihoods. We know that once these support areas are reached, the low could be in. That's when a pullback trader might get positioned. The pullback trader doesn't wait for confirmation. Big mistake that many people make, to confuse trading with analysis. Now, of course, the analysis needs to wait for a structure to confirm something. The trader wouldn't necessarily wait for a structure to confirm something, because then it's too late, right? The trader would then get in when the prices, for example, hit support. Very important lesson that is often an eye-opener for many people. I see it in the comments when I mention this. There is a big difference between analysis and trading. Right, I can only provide the analysis here. It's very generalized, shows you the structure, helps you understand where the market is, what support, resistance, when can we confirm a certain structure. But where exactly a trader enters well, that depends much more on your own risk tolerance, your own portfolio even, your own exposure already, your risk profile, risk management, trading style really, time frame, and so on. There's so much more. The analysis really and the chart itself really is only a small piece of that. Okay, very important. Yeah, and that's it for Ethereum today. Maybe tomorrow we'll know more. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.